Hello guys, I'm back, Patrick from the Backyard Science Lab, and today I'm going to be back in my favorite game, Kerbal Space Program. I just released my first video on this a couple days ago, mattering when this video gets uploaded, and I thought I'd make another. And so today we're going to try to make the fastest airplane. And this will kind of show some of the science of thermaldynamics, which if you didn't know is how when an object speeds through the atmosphere, it compresses air around it and creates a heat pocket of sorts. And so, first, to make the fastest plane, we're going to have to define what we mean by plane. And as you can see here, I'm making just a simple little plane. And when I first made my first plane, they were really complicated. So if you're playing this game, or you're just interested in how to make these, I might do a tutorial on it someday. But anyway, this simple plane is just by making the, just by using these engines, which are more like giant fans that push under the back wings, back little wings, as you can see. And this is the first kind of plane I'll make, and the simplest kind of plane. And this goes pretty fast, but we still want to make it faster. I'll be quiet when I do this building montage here. Okay, so now we're launching it, and it's speeding up and up. As you can see it, it's pretty stable with these engines. These engines are always more the stable ones. It's getting pretty fast. Right now, the speed is just climbing on 400 meters per second. And while this is fast, it's not the fastest that we can go. And as you can see, that little white stuff coming around our plane is the aerodynamic drag we see. I'm not sure, but I think that the speed of sound in meters per second is 500 meters per second equals Mach 1. But I don't know. And so I made this jet. And the difference between a jet and an airplane is that a jet doesn't push air behind and through the wings, over the wings. It just blows air. And this will go a little bit faster than the other air breathing. And for some reason there's a fog here. I didn't know why. And while this is launching, I'll go over what I think is a good explanation of my airplane. And so I could use giant rocket engines for this, but as this definition of an airplane, I think that all rockets that do not use liquid oxygen breathing engines, and they use air breathing engines. So we went really fast there. I think the top speed that we got was about 1,321 meters per second. That is almost Mach 3, which, if you didn't know, Mach is how many times the speed of sound. So Mach 1 is the speed of sound. Mach 2 is 2 times the speed of sound, and that would be, I think, 1,000 meters per second. And so I realized that you could see the flames and how we kind of got out of control when the flames happened, that a lot of the more heat-resistant parts were these huge parts. So I thought maybe the way to go was using these huge parts. And this is one of the little test runs, but I had to readjust the wheels. And this was kind of doomed from the beginning. And realized after that fact that the engines were a little bit wonky. I didn't see that. For some reason, none of my airplanes want to be on the runway, but that is fine, I guess. And it seemed to be launching pretty well until we got into the sky, and this happened. I think the problem of this was that the center of mass and aerodynamic overlay were pretty different, and I think they need to be pretty close with the aerodynamic overlay either a little bit in front of the center of mass. So I decided to get this plane that was from other people had made, and since they're probably better than me, and this went pretty fast. This, I think, went the fastest of all. And this airplane I liked because it had a good difference between, you can see the gear, landing gears going up there, the difference between very small, compact airplanes that don't weigh a lot and very good engines that can get it to those speeds. So this is going pretty fast. And also, to consider an airplane in this little fastest airplanes thing that I'm doing, it had to be in the atmosphere. Now I could have made a plane with the Rapier engines, and you could see it blew up from heat there, with the Rapier engines that was out of the atmosphere, and it could have gone much, much faster than this with the liquid oxygen breathing closed cycle. And but I thought that the requirements of this fastest airplane had to be in the atmosphere. And you can see that it pushed, that when this airplane goes fast, it went like 1,531 meters per second, I think. It went really fast, and it, although it's pushed so much air in front of it, it had a high pressure air in front of it, a vacuum behind it. It was pulling it back, so it got to this point where it just couldn't. And then that air compressing started to create friction, which created all this heat, which eventually blew one of the air tanks. So now I want to make this other plane that I found souped up, and I wanted to show that to make this fastest plane, it really has to be a combination of both of these, and that there's kind of a parity here, that I don't get fast enough, I put more engines, and I either become unstable or explode from the heat. And as you can see, when I put more and more engines, it doesn't work as well, but it's the kerbal approach to this. Finish this little montage of me making this. And then the center of weight and the center of aerodynamics was off than it should be, so this plane, well, didn't fly that well as you could be expecting. Although, see it launch. Be quiet while you watch it launch. And as you can see, the more engines I add, the less stable it becomes, and that this aerodynamics is really a problem for any plane that we want to make. So this is the last plane I made, and as you can see, it's a little bit, well, whatever this is. If you like this video and want me to do more Kerbal Space Program videos, comment in the description, and if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, it'll be in the My Icon logo in the upper left corner. If you want to see my other Kerbal Space Program video and series, it will be in the upper right corner, and what YouTube recommends will be in the bottom right corner. And bye, guys!